Welcome to GameScope, a podcast all about gaming.
Hey everyone.
In this deep dive, we're looking ahead, doing a game preview of a really anticipated title, Mafia, The Old Country.
Yeah, lots of buzz around this one.
Definitely. We're going to try and unpack, everything you need to know. We'll cover the setting, 1900s, Sicily, sounds gritty, the story, the gameplay mechanics.
The visuals too, they look pretty special.
Oh yeah, the visuals.
Yeah.
And what this all means for, the future of the Mafia franchise itself.
Right. A bit of a new direction, potentially.
So get ready. Mafia. The Old Country is slated for release on PlayStation 5, Windows, and Xbox Series XS. The date is August 8, 2025.
Not too far away then.
Okay, let's get into it. For anyone who's followed the Mafia series, this feels like they're going back home, doesn't it? A return to roots. What's the core idea behind The Old Country?
Well, what's really fascinating here is that Mafia, The Old Country, is actually a prequel.
A prequel to the first game.
Yeah.
To the very first Mafia game, yeah.
Yes.
It takes us right back to the stark origins of organized crime in Sicily. We're talking the early 1900s.
Wow.
So we're not just getting a new story, we're sort of witnessing the genesis, the very beginning of that whole criminal underworld the series is built on.
Right.
And we follow a character named Enzo Favara. His journey starts, it's pretty brutal, indentured labor in sulfur mines as a kid.
Oof. Rough start.
Yeah. And then his eventual rise within the Teresi crime family. So his childhood, that experience of clawing his way out of literal darkness.
Yeah.
That really forges who he is, makes his choices feel, pretty authentic, hopefully.
So it's not just a pretty backdrop. The history, it sounds like Enzo's past is really baked into why the Mafia even existed back then.
Exactly.
But why specifically go back? Why a prequel now? I mean, Mafia 3 had that big open world, a different kind of feel. Some fans might expect more of that. And the developers, Hangar 13, they've been really upfront about this. They explicitly said they wanted to return to the roots of what fans love about the Mafia franchise.
Right.
And that means a very deliberate shift back to a linear narrative-focused experience. Think more Mafia 1, Mafia 2.
Right, the classics.
Yeah, not the sprawling open world of Mafia 3. And apparently a lot of this came from player feedback on the Mafia Definitive Edition.
Oh, interesting. What did players say?
People really seem to appreciate being able to just follow a focused story, complete it without getting totally lost in, map icons and endless side stuff.
I get that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want a good story well told.
Yeah.
So what's the payoff for us players then? Is it a risk moving away from open worlds, or is it about quality?
I think they see it as purely strategic. They've emphasized that by concentrating on a linear narrative, they can push the quality way up, polish every single aspect. They use the phrase a real polished gem, where every mission, every encounter, every little detail feels high quality, feels intentional.
Instead of spreading resources thin.
Exactly. Rather than stretching things across a huge map where maybe some parts feel less developed, it's all about delivering the best possible narrative experience, pulling you right in. They're banking on story and character depth over just sheer map size for this one.
Okay, that makes sense. And speaking of quality, the visuals, from what we've seen, they look incredible, just stunning. How are they pulling that off?
Yeah.
Especially for 1900 Sicily.
Well, connecting back to that quality focus, a huge part of it is the engine. They've moved to Unreal Engine 5.
Ah, okay. That explains a lot.
Yeah, it's not just a minor upgrade. Unreal 5, with Nanite, Lumen, it allows for just incredible detail in the environments, really dynamic, realistic lighting. It helps bring that rugged beauty of Sicily to life.
So you get the gorgeous landscapes, but also the gritty towns.
Exactly. Yeah. The sun-drenched vineyards, but also the crumbling ruins, the grimy urban alleyways. It should feel really atmospheric. They actually put a lot of effort into capturing both the beauty and the sort of historical grime. They even mentioned prototyping a town, San Celeste.
Oh, yeah, that was in Mafia 2, wasn't it?
That's the one. They rebuilt part of it in Unreal 5, not just as a tech test, but to really see the potential, make sure they could nail the authentic feel of those Sicilian towns.
Smart.
And the other piece is metahuman technology.
For the characters.
Yeah, for really detailed facial performances, capturing those subtle emotions, which is, absolutely vital in a story-heavy game where character interactions are everything.
So, visually cutting edge, but grounded in history. Sounds like immersion could be off the charts.
Hopefully, yeah.
Okay, but beyond looking amazing, how does it play? What are we actually doing as Enzo in this dangerous world?
Right, gameplay. It's a third-person action-adventure.
Yeah.
And again, the focus is on a highly choreographed, high-quality experience. Every mission should feel sort of handcrafted. The gameplay trailer we saw gave a good taste mission briefings, choosing your weapons, some pretty intense driving, combat, and actually quite a bit of stealth.
Stealth is a big part.
It seems like it. Combat is designed to feel more dangerous, more grounded than maybe some other action games. You've got period-authentic guns, of course.
Like what?
Handguns, rifles, and the Lupara.
Ah, the classic Sicilian sawed-off.
Exactly. Known for being devastating up close. But every shot is meant to feel weighty, every fight potentially lethal. But yeah, stealth isn't just an option B, it's presented as a fully supported way to play in many situations. Sneaking around, planning your moves, seems to have real tactical value.
Okay, now this is where I got really curious. I heard some talk about Enzo's knife being, well, a big deal, almost like a signature thing. Is that true?
Oh, absolutely true. And it sounds like one of the most unique mechanics in the game, actually.
Really? How so?
Well, the knife is almost like an extension of Enzo himself. It ties directly back to his past, his time in the mines that need to be resourceful. So it's not just your basic melee button masher. It's a tool and a weapon. You'll use it for picking locks, apparently.
Oh, interesting.
You can throw it for silent takedowns. And yeah, use it for brutal close combat. But here's the really interesting part.
Go on.
You actually have to sharpen it.
Sharpen? The knife. In-game.
Yeah. When the blade gets dull, you need to maintain it. Almost like reloading a gun, but different? More tactical, maybe?
Wow. What does that add? Just realism?
More than just realism, I think. It adds this layer of, like, strategic depth, resourcefulness. Sharpening isn't instant, like, reloading. You can't really do it mid-fight.
Right. You have to plan ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It forces you to think about weapon maintenance, about preparing before an encounter. And this comes straight from the history. Apparently, knife fighting in Sicily back then wasn't just brawling. It was considered almost a martial art.
Huh. Never knew that.
Yeah, so it really embodies Enzo's survival instinct. Makes the knife feel like a core part of his identity in this world. A unique selling point.
That level of detail is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've got this dangerous, beautiful world.
Yeah.
How do we get around? Are we just walking?
No, you'll be traversing all sorts of environments. Underground crypts, crumbling ruins, vineyards, even fancy opera houses.
Variety. Nice.
And for travel, you can gallop on horseback.
Horseback. Okay, period appropriate.
Yeah, across cobbled streets, open fields, gives it that historical charm. And for speed, you can drive these authentic turn-of-the-century motor cars.
Yeah.
Probably pretty rickety.
Huh, yeah, probably. Tearing down dirt roads in those sounds fun, though.
Definitely adds to the immersion, right?
For sure. And speaking of immersion, authenticity seems huge for Mafia games.
Mhm.
How are they making sure the old country really captures 1900s Sicily? Especially like the dialogue, the culture.
Yeah, that's a really important point. It caused a bit of discussion early on.
What was the issue?
Initially, there was some concern about whether there'd be full Italian voice acting, but the developers, Hangar 13, they came out pretty quickly and decisively. They confirmed the game will offer full voice acting in the Sicilian language.
Wow, Sicilian specifically, not just Italian.
Sicilian, yeah. They said, quote, authenticity is at the heart of the Mafia franchise. So they're really going for it. Italian subtitles will be an option, of course, for accessibility.
That's a strong commitment. How are they ensuring it's accurate, though?
They've actually collaborated closely with an Italian studio, Stormind Games, to get those vital insights into local customs, history, the specific dialects, and the main cast, like Riccardo Frescari playing Enzo, they're native Italian speakers.
That helps.
Definitely. Plus, the entire voice cast, even for the English dialogue option, worked with a specialized voice coach.
You get the accent right.
To get an authentic Sicilian accented English, yeah. And crucially, to avoid any cheap stereotypes. They want it to feel like you're living out a classic mob movie, not playing a caricature. That level of detail, it creates genuine atmosphere.
Okay, that sounds really impressive.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about something always on gamers' minds. Price.
Ah, yes. The money question.
Mafia. The old country is listed at $50 or $45, which, is less than the typical big AAA release these days.
Right. $70 is becoming the norm.
Exactly. So does that lower price raise any flags, like about game length or the amount of content?
It's a totally valid question. And yeah, the devs have addressed it directly. They won't give an exact hour count who does before launch, right?
True.
But they've said the scope and scale are roughly similar to Mafia 1 and Mafia 2.
Okay, so not tiny then.
Definitely not. They explicitly said it's not 3 hours, and that players shouldn't worry about it being super short or lacking quality.
So what's the message there? Quality over quantity.
Pretty much. They emphasize that even with that price tag, the game drips AAA quality. Every aspect, gameplay, visual, story, acting, is meant to be top tier. The idea is this game is maybe for players who love those big cinematic stories but don't necessarily want or have the time for a massive 100-hour commitment like some live service games or huge open worlds demand.
So like a focused, high-polish experience.
Exactly. A really polished narrative game that you can enjoy maybe alongside other games you're playing. It offers that concentrated dose of AAA storytelling without needing to be your only game for months. It's kind of a statement, really.
That quality and focus can be worth as much as sheer size. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, before we wrap up, I have one final crucial question, possibly the most important.
Uh-oh. Okay, hit me.
I have heard whispers, rumors even, that Mafia, the old country, might contain the best-looking fruit in video game history.
Slight pause. The fruit.
Is this true? The fate of gaming may hang in the balance.
I am delighted to confirm this vital piece of information.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
The developers are apparently incredibly confident that they have implemented the most numerous and the absolute best-looking fruit ever seen in a video game.
Amazing. Lemons. Grapes.
Impeccably rendered, I'm told. So if hyper-realistic fruit is high on your feature list, you're set.
Finally. No, but seriously, it kind of speaks to that detail level they're aiming for, right?
Yeah.
Even the fruit looks good.
It really does. It's a fun way to illustrate that commitment to polish, down to the smallest environmental asset. Thanks, Unreal Engine 5, I guess.
Huh? Indeed. Well, that was a proper deep dive into Mafia, the old country. Hopefully this preview gives you a really solid idea of what to expect from this return to the series' roots.
Yeah, it sounds like a fascinating direction.
It does. This focus, this return to the foundations. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Can a truly linear, story-first game, steeped in history, still make a big splash today, in a world full of massive open worlds?
That's the big question, isn't it? What kind of mark will Enzo Favara leave?
We'll have to wait and see. Thanks for listening to GameScope.
See you next time.